Facebook, a social networking website, originally designed for college and university students, but now has spread to allow people who have email addresses. Since it has begun, over 19 million people have joined, making it one of the top registered websites and the 6th most visited website in the United States. A place for social meeting, video and photo uploads, and much more is now becoming an epidemic. This is an in-depth story into Facebook, the addiction. An addiction that has spread throughout the United States, affecting many college students and students alone. Today we will go on an in-depth look of people who are recovering from an addiction, people who've had an addiction from checking relationship status, to people who check it every 5 minutes.
Well, I've been a registered member of Facebook since Friends University first got about 2 years ago now, and I guess I've been an official addict for the past year or so.
Katie is a senior at Friends University who is majoring in English, but now is on hold because she is fighting her addiction.
Well, I guess it started normally enough. I'd check it, maybe a couple times a week, and well, pretty soon it was once a day, then twice a day, and now I'm lucky if I only get away with checking about 15 times a day. What really got me really hardcore into it was not too long ago, Facebook added these things where you could check out people's relationship statuses, and I mean, come on, there's just so much to go for. It was like being back in high school again. I mean, people were complicated, they were on breaks, they were engaged, they were married. I mean, who knew we had so many same-sex couples at Friends University? But I guess what really threw me over the edge was, it's really hard to talk about, Kyle Gallegos had just asked me out on a date, and then I go onto Facebook that night and see that he was engaged to Sarah Wine, and it drove me crazy. And well, now I keep checking about every 5 minutes just to see maybe they broke up, maybe I'll have a chance this time. Well, that's when I found Dr. Kubakov's clinic, and well, it's a clinic to help people like me with Facebook addictions.
Dr. Kubakov is a psychologist with a degree from Friends University. She has spent the last year and a half starting her program to help cure those addicted to Facebook.
The reason that I started this program was my son, Jehoshaphat Obadiah. He had a really hard time for a while. He never came out of his room. He missed a lot growing up. And his father and I became very worried. And personally, his father, Kyle, thought that he was doing inappropriate things. I won't go into that. But we realized it wasn't the internet porn, it was the Facebook that was the problem. But he missed so much in his life. He didn't go to his prom, he never had friends, and it was because he never came out of his room, and that was all because of Facebook. So we created this program, and it's a 6-week-long program. It's very intense and very hard, but it does wonders. They can come and go as they please, and we have a lot of one-on-one, just me and them, but they also have groups so that they can hear other people's stories. And the reason I made this was not only for Jehoshaphat Obadiah, but for everyone like him, for their families, and just for the world.
After a very rough day of fighting the addiction, a group will get together with Dr. Kubakov to discuss how things are going.
Let's start off today's session by seeing how many people checked Facebook today. It's okay.
No.
Okay. Not bad at all. Hannah, you've come a long way.
Hannah is one of the harder cases Dr. Kubakov has had. She has had to drop all parts of her life to be in this clinic.
Facebook has ruined my life. I joined it about 2 months ago, and I've been addicted ever since. About 2 months ago, I started checking it about maybe every 5 minutes. But now, before I came to this clinic, I was checking it like 20 times a minute.
Hannah was so addicted it consumed all parts of her life. She first lost her job because of it, then stopped going to classes a month before she was supposed to graduate. It got so bad that she stopped communicating to people. The only way you could talk to her was on Facebook.
Hannah has been one of my hardest cases, but we have removed all access to Facebook, and she's doing a lot better now.
How are you doing today, Hannah?
Really well. I went to the mall today, and I passed an internet cafe, and this really, really strong urge to go in, and I didn't. I just walked right by.
Wunderbar.
Thank you.
One of Dr. Kubakov's techniques of helping her patients is by making them sit in front of a computer. They must browse the internet or do something on the computer for an hour without going to Facebook. Every time one tries to go to the site, they are shocked. Luke has just arrived at this program. He was forced into the program by his loving family.
I don't like what I'm doing here. But it'll be a problem. But I appreciate my family for helping me in this intervention, if you will.
Luke was a very interesting case. He did not want to be here. He loved it in his room. He never left. On occasion he would leave to go to the restroom, but not always. And that created a lot of problems, both for the environment and for his health. But his family had to actually bring him here, and he was fighting like none other, tooth and nail, just yelling obscenities in German. But I know that this is the place for him, and we will overcome this new addiction, slowly but surely.
An addiction that is sweeping across the United States. Every day, someone is fighting this addiction. If you are one of those people, there are still time. Some signs to look for are extensive wall posting, picture uploads, hiding in your room for extensive hours, and many more. If you or someone you know has these signs, please contact Dr. Kubakov at 316-555-BOOK. Again, that is 316-555-2665. They can and will help.